Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. My name is Kshanar, and today's video is going to be very spontaneous. I just woke up, saw my rack, and I was like, hold on a second. I have 3 Telecasters. They're all different, all unique. Why don't I just shoot them out and make for a good video? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I have my 3 Telecasters here. It's my favorite guitar design ever. There's nothing you can go wrong with the Tele. But we're going to talk about all the specs and everything for all 3 guitars, and I'll let you know which one I like the most and which aspects of the guitars I like the most as well, and we're going to take it from there. So we're going to start off with my Maybach Teleman T54, which is just an amazing guitar. There's a video I've done specifically about this guitar, and I mean, it's Maybach, so it has to be good, and it is really good. Now this right here is as classic as you can get with the Tele. So it has a pine body, which the first Telecasters had. It has 50s inspired pickups by Amber Pickups, made in Germany. It has a 7¼ inch maple neck with a maple fretboard, and I mean, it's the classic spec. But the thing is, the Fender Telecaster here and the Squire Telecaster there have 9.5 inch radiuses, but this one still plays better than both of them. I can get the action very low, and I'm not gonna have any notes choking on me even if I bend. So that's a very interesting part, and it shows that the more you pay, the more you're gonna get when it comes to fretwork and all that. Talking about frets, it does have very small frets, but again, it plays very nicely even though it has small frets. So it's a classic take on the Telecaster. It even has the truss rod. You can't adjust it from here. You have to take out the neck and adjust it, which is not very noob friendly, sort of say, but it's the classic design. That's what they went for. So let's get a couple of sounds about this guitar, and I'm gonna tell you some of the things that I love and some of the things that I would like to change about this guitar. So here it goes. I'll turn on the amp. By the way, the amp that I'm using is a Birdsong Merlin amp, which is a 5-watt tweed champ. It's an all tube. It's a very nice amp, and it's very affordable as well. I've done a video about that, and I'm gonna link it under the description down below. So I'm also trying out some different methods when it comes to recording. So I just have a room mic placed randomly in the room, and that's what I'm rolling with. So if you like it, let me know, because I'm also thinking about this new concept of room mics. So if you like the sounds that you're hearing, please let me know under the comment section down below. I appreciate that. Alright, so let's see how the Maybach sounds. One thing, 99% of the time, actually let's say 100% of the time, I only use the neck pickup on a Telecaster, on any guitar actually. So we're just gonna stay on the neck position. I know you guys love the sound of the bridge pickup, but I frankly don't use it. So it's not gonna do me any good in this context for me to shoot out these guitars when I'm not familiar and I'm not comfortable with the bridge pickup. So we're just gonna stay on the neck and see what we get out of it. So as you can tell, this is a very nice guitar, and I really enjoy playing it. So the neck shape is actually very chunky, and I used to love chunky necks, but something happened that I don't actually adore chunky necks anymore. But this feels different. If you want that classic tone and classic feel of a Telecaster, this is what you should go with. And it's not that I dislike the neck shape. I actually love it, but I try to stay away from guitars with bigger necks nowadays, but I'm going to explain that to you in another video why that's happening to me. Now, one thing that I love about this guitar is that fluffy character, that jumping feel that you get when you're playing the fretboard. So you're actually interacting with the entire guitar. The body is very resonant, the neck is also very resonant, so you can actually feel the notes that you're playing. And that interaction between you and the guitar, I think it's very valuable to have that. So that's one thing that I love about this guitar. It's very interactive to play, and it almost feels alive, to be honest. So that's what the biggest plus about that guitar is, the interaction with it. The other thing is the vibes. So this guitar is aged. As you can see, there's a bit of discoloration going on here. There's a lot of checking, and I really enjoy that about a guitar. So it's a piece of art at this point that sounds really nice. One thing that I would like to change about this guitar is the pickups. Now, don't get me wrong, the pickups are absolutely great for this guitar, and a lot of people would love to have this tone. I mean, this tone would be the ultimate tone for someone, but for me, the pickups are just a tiny bit too scooped in the mids. But I have a couple of sets that I want to try out, and I'm probably gonna try them out on this guitar. But yeah, so I would love to have a tiny bit of mid-range from the pickups. But again, as I said, for someone, this would be the ultimate Teletone because it's great. I mean, if someone else plays it, I would think it's the best tone ever. But for my playing and for what I'm comfortable with, I would need a tiny bit more mid-range and a bit more bottom end from these pickups, to be honest. So that's the only thing. And I mean, if I never had the chance to change the pickups, or if aftermarket pickups never existed, I would still be very happy with this guitar. But again, the interaction that you get when playing this guitar, and just the entire vibe of playing this guitar is amazing. So you get this for 1,700 euros, which is around the price for like an American Standard or American Professional 2 that they call nowadays. But I think this is well over custom shop level. So this is actually master built level for me. It's a really nice guitar, and I'm just super happy to have it here. So yeah, this is all about this guitar. So the next guitar we have here is the Fender Player Series Telecaster, made in Mexico with a Pal Ferro board. Now this is a mid-range guitar, good old Telecaster, and it will clock you in at around 750 euros, which is not that cheap for a Mexican guitar, I would have to say. A couple of years ago, they used to run you 500 euros or something like that, but now they're getting up there. Especially the Ventera range, which is also made in Mexico, they can go up to 1,000 something. So yeah, it is what it is. I got this used for a deal, which was a great deal, and it's a great guitar. I mean, it does the Tele thing, but it has some shortcomings when it comes to my preferences on a Telecaster or on a guitar in general. So it's not that light. It's a pretty heavy guitar, and you can tell that the body is not a very quality piece of wood. I think it's alder, but again, it's just too dense. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't resonate right. But amplified, it sounds perfect. No complaints there whatsoever. But the guitar just feels a little bit dead, in my opinion, and for my taste. The pickups, pretty good. Middle of the range pickups. I would love to have some more power coming out of them, but maybe I'd have to raise them a little bit, but then you introduce a lot of compression, and I don't want that to happen. So it's a balance act between these pickups. So the only thing you can do is actually change them and find something better for your taste. Now, another thing about this guitar that I don't like a lot is the bridge. So it has these individual pieces, and first of all, it doesn't look good to me. That's like, it doesn't have the vibe to me. It feels like it's just there to do its job, and it's not there to add any tonal qualities to it. So not my favorite part of this guitar, to be honest. And for some reason, I've heard that if you change the bridge to a 3-saddle one, the string alignment will actually be better, because that brings me to the other problem that I have, is that the E string, I don't know if you can't probably see it. E string is almost about to fall off the fretboard whenever you try to fret it. So that's not a good thing at all, because it affects playability, which is the most important part of the guitar. But I tried aligning the neck, and I mean, the neck seems to be perfectly aligned, but still the string, the E string, is just trying to fall off the fretboard whenever I try to vibrato a little bit. It's actually almost impossible to do any vibrato on the E string, because it's just going to fall out and it's going to sound terrible. That might be an issue with the nut as well, but again, I think the nut is cut pretty well. I don't see any discrepancies when it comes to the nut, but I think it's the design of the bridge that is causing this to happen, which again, I don't like about this guitar. Now the looks of it, except for the bridge, they're really nice. I mean, the Pal Ferro is very dark looking. It almost looks like rosewood, and yeah, it's a really classic design. But as I said, the bridge, not only does it look like awful to me, it actually doesn't function very well because it keeps this E string on the lower side here, which is not ideal. But other than that, the neck feels amazing. I like the satin finish on it, and it's a really nice radius. It's a really modern radius, and it feels good on my hand. The tuners work perfectly fine. Everything other than the string falling out and the bridge here is very decent in my opinion. Also the pickups, I would probably have to change them, but I'm actually selling this guitar, so yeah, I'm not gonna mess with the pickups whatsoever. All right, so this is how this guitar sounds like, and then we're gonna move on to the last Telecaster. Here we go. Alright, so last but not least, we have my Squire Classic Vibe 50s Telecaster, and this is hands down one of my favorite guitars that I own because of the work that I've put into it. So it started life as a regular 50s style Classic Vibe Telecaster with the regular pickups and everything. I bought it new from Thomann. It sounded very nice when it first came, but then I started experimenting with it. I had some Lawler pickups put into it a while ago, and then after watching a Julian Lage video, I came across tone hatch pickups, which my friend Lee Fuge recommended to me. So I did a video about these two pickups. So this is a P90 on the neck by Tone Hatch, and this is a bridge pickup wound custom for it to combine with this P90. So huge thanks to Adam from Tone Hatch for sending these over. This is the best P90 pickup I've ever played in my life. I really like it, and again, it combines very well with this bridge pickup. I also have 5 other sets of pickups from Tone Hatch that I want to try on my guitars, and I'll be making separate videos for them as well. But value for your money, these pickups are incredible. Another major thing that I've done to this guitar is change the bridge. So this is a Goto in-tune bridge, and I really like the stock one as well, but I just wanted something more quality and more robust to be on this guitar, because I plan to use this guitar daily, and I do. I mean, it's a very unique guitar, and you don't see this combination every day. So I went in for the in-tune Goto bridge made in Japan, and it keeps the guitar in tune, and it keeps the guitar intonated, which is very important when it comes to having only 3 saddles. So the compensation here is very nice, and the setup here is also very nice. I got the frets polished by my friend Martin from L&M Guitar Corner when I went to visit them, and I mean, it's a really unique guitar, and I really like it. Now the thin profile, again, I really enjoy it at the moment, the thin neck profiles, but again, I'm going to talk about that on another video. And the only thing that I don't like about this guitar is that the finish is very sticky at sometimes, because it's just purely lacquer finish. So I might have to sand down the neck, but I do enjoy the looks of it. The tinted maple neck, I really like that, but the feel is not there 100% for me. So I might have to sand it down and make it my ultimate guitar. So let's hear how it sounds, and then we're gonna end the video with my summaries for all 3 guitars. So stay tuned for that. right, so there you have it. Those are the 3 Telecasters that I have. But before I say anything, I would love to hear what's your favorite of all 3 of these under the comment section down below. Or you can just make a list with the pros and cons that you think of these guitars. And personally, it's a no-brainer. I would definitely say that the Maybach is my favorite because it just feels robust and it's that classic Tele tone. Is that classic Tele feel. So if you want a Tele sound, you're gonna have to grab this one, and it's beautifully made. The aging, the vibe that this guitar has is, I mean, you can't beat it. But again, on the other side, you have this unique little piece right here, which is way more cheaper than this one, and it serves its purpose. It's not the same thing. They might look like both like Telecasters, but this is a completely different beast, especially with the new pickups. It has a thinner neck, so it has a completely different vibe to it. So the playability on this one is actually a tiny bit better, which I value a lot. Again, you can't even compare them that much because they're not the same guitar. But if I want that Tele sound, I would definitely go with the Maybach. But if I want something unique, I would go with the Squire. And I mean, even though there's a massive price difference, if you take your time to set up your guitars, you're gonna have wonderful results. I mean, we're living in a golden era for guitar gear at the moment, so anything you would grab, if you like the looks of it, if you like how it sounds, you can probably fix the playability and you're gonna be a-okay. So these 2 guitars, they're very valuable to me and I really love them. Now, where does that leave the Fender? So let me grab it and I'll let you know. Alright, so this guitar, the Fender, it's actually a really nice guitar. When I first got it, I played it non-stop. I really liked it. But then I started noticing that I can't fall in love with this bridge. And I started noticing the E string being a struggle to play. And it's a really good gateway drug when it comes to having Fender on the headstock. But I noticed that I really don't care about having Fender on the headstock or Gibson. I would love to have Maybach on every guitar. I mean, Maybach is my favorite brand. So I'm not very keen on having any type of like brand guitar. So it doesn't leave an impression on me that it says Fender on the headstock. But if you're that type of person, which is totally okay, and you want to have a Fender guitar, this is a good place to start. I mean, it's the cheapest one you can get when it comes to having Fender on the headstock, but it's a really good guitar, but it's not for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell this. It's currently listed online for sale, and yeah, so I have 2 other Telecasters, and to be honest, I'd rather have another classic vibe Telecaster because I like those better for some reason, and change the pickups because I said I have a lot of pickups that I can put on guitars. And yeah, so this one is going for sale, and I'm definitely keeping the Squire and the Maybach. So yeah, that's it. Alright, so that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know which guitar you preferred in the comment section down below and why. I would really like to hear that. Maybe you're going to change my mind for selling this Fender, or you're going to change my mind for something else, and maybe I didn't look at some things that I should have. So leave any recommendation, any suggestions that you have under the comment section down below. Stay safe, and also if you like what I'm doing, please don't forget to subscribe because that really helps a lot. And with that, I will catch you with the next video. So stay safe and have a good one. Bye bye.